Don't be annoying, Twitch. Hello, darlings. Just give me a moment. I didn't realize that my computer restarted when I left work. So I'm having to re-log into everything. Alright, my channel. Alright. Hey Akira, I'm gonna wait till the other two have a chance to get in before I allow myself to start my punishment. Pop out chat so I can see both. Boop, doop, 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 doop. I know I had at least 8 from previous session, 12 from last session. Pardon the noises. I will ask. I vaguely remember. Okay, I'll just get started. And I don't know how to put in counters like that. Alright. What's the options again? I'm not listening to your stupid music. This is gonna be painfully long. I mean, you guys voted for me to be punished by having to play this damn duck game every time I cuss. And damn does not count as one of the cusses. So there was 8 from a previous session. I think there was like up to 14 or 12 by the time last session ended. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, when you do rollerblading or ice skating, you're supposed to have arm guards on your wrists and elbows, and with ice skating especially, it's usually better if you wear something that's very thick, like a couple layers of sweaters instead of just one jacket. It's purely for the padding. Wait, seriously? How did we get up to 20 ducks of punishment? It can't be that much. Seriously? I'm at 12 in total. Not 12 from one session and 8 from the last. Yeah. Aren't the skating rinks open all the time here, which is weird because we're in the middle of the desert? Or was it renovating or something? So, is Wonderland here as well? Or am I seeing things by chance? I still haven't figured out how to see the list of people that are in the call. Or the stream. Frankly, I did not know we had a skating rink right next to us. It is not over 20. I was actively trying not to cuss last time because I didn't want to deal with the ducks. No, off-stream swears do not count. Nice try, though. Oh. So yeah, earlier today, as I was on my way from work, I think I mentioned this in the Discord. But in case anybody watches this later, from going backwards, what happened was, I have to cross 2 freeways to get to where I work, because the 2 freeways go north and south, and I go east and west. So I passed through one freeway, which is the normal thing, and then there was another freeway right before, like 2 streetlights before I turned to get into my workplace. And I don't know if the tire came off of the actual vehicle or if it was in the trunk of the vehicle. But a lot of times, if you're on a freeway, there's 2 types of freeway exits. There's the ones that go underneath the freeway and create a tunnel. And then there's the ones that are basically a bridge over the freeway, and the freeway tunnels underneath you. And, I don't know why Twitch would have changed to that. Try switching over to YouTube, honey. Try watching on the YouTube zone instead. That might help you not have lag latency while you're talking to me. I can double check the Twitch settings later, but every time I click off, it makes it hard for me to see the chat, while I'm doing my duck punishment. So this random tire bounces out of the truck, because when it's a freeway that goes, thing that goes over the freeway, they have these little divots. They're kind of like reverse speed bumps at each end. And the tire kind of bounced out of it, over the divot, and then went rolling through the intersection. Like, the truck that was just barely ahead of me and next to me was like, am I continuing driving? Is this tire going to get in my way? Is this tire going to hit me? Am I going to hit the tire? The tire kind of slowly zigzags across the 3 lanes that we are in, going one direction, and then starts to zigzag back, hits the median, bounces up about 3 feet into the air, kind of just like gets caught on the curb of the median and gets stuck in that little rivet. And as it was petering out and starting to fall into its side, it did seem like it was falling onto the actual median to be out of the roadway. But I realized that other than me and the truck that was like, is this gonna hit us? No one else seemed to realize that there was a tire, and they were coming up behind us quickly because the light behind us had just released an entire, I call them herds, because they make me think of herds of cattle. Because if you pay attention to the way cars drive, there's always going to be a herd cluster of anywhere from 1 to 12 to 20 different vehicles, and then there will be a gap thanks to stoplights and everything. So the stoplight herd behind us gets here, and they start coming in quick, and I'm like, oh crap, we're gonna have some issue here. So I'm like, beep, 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 beep. And people are like, what the Frasnog is going on? Darn it, I added another one. They're all like, Frasnog, what is going on? And they're looking around, and as I was hoping, people actually slowed down, because if they had continued to go at speed and finished going through the intersection because we had a green light, there would have been like 6 or 8 different cars swerving and smashing into each other, trying not to get hit by this random rolling tire. That was my start to the day. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are we at 4 or 6 ducks? Because I can't remember if I saw more than one go down the slide. Like, am I still streaming? Is it still working? I mean, it says it's still running. Everybody's quiet. Oh, okay, yeah, it's working on your end. Okay. I was a little worried there for a second, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I know you're working. You're doing home ec in school? I didn't know they still did pillows and stuff like that. I thought that was like a voluntary thing. But then again, I'm from the Southwest, so I wouldn't know if that's like normal that they do in a different part of the country. Extreme Gamer, write down a little brief explanation as to why you were doing your pillow, and I'll do another one. So I had also mentioned in the Discord that previously I worked as a job coach for people with physical and mental disabilities, and one of the tasks of being a job coach is we had to drive everyone, and that meant like we drove to pick them up, we drove them to the job site. Sometimes the car would be part of the work that we were doing, because like mine was a power washing vehicle. And when it came to driving around, even if the clients worked with me on some days and someone else on other days, but we're still on the power washing crew, they would always be like, we feel safer when you're the one driving the vehicle that we're in, because there have been so many times where we've seen what should have been us getting into a car accident that you have prevented. Or the fact that you've noticed there's about to be a wreck and got us out of the immediate vicinity before it happened. One time that I actually wasn't driving at all. The first place that we had the office at was a really small parking lot in the middle of the ghetto part of downtown. And I want to say... I keep getting Steam updates for achievements on this game, and I'm like, what? How am I getting achievements? So I'm sitting there, and I want to say close to 1, maybe 2 in the morning, because I would pick people up to go to work, to be at their shift at 4. We would finish around maybe 10 in the afternoon, and then I'd have to drive everyone back, and then drive halfway across the valley to get the car back to where it's supposed to be, or the truck back. Oh, that's pretty cool. I was doing my pillow at class because I have teen living, and it's fun. We also get to cook and send a foot. I'll send it. Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome to see that. But yeah, I'm just sitting there. I'm getting ready to park the truck. I am filling out the sheet because we have to do this is how many miles we drove each day. This is where the gas is. This is working. This is not working. Just basic vehicle checklist. And I realize that one of the vans for the DMV workers is sitting across this small parking lot. Like, the parking lot was barely the size of a 3-bedroom house. Like, that's how small the parking lot was. And then I hear this loud screeching sound and this revving noise that is no freaking way. It's obviously a sports car. And as the sports car revving gets louder, the screeching gets louder, and then there's this big clack, cluck, thunk, bang. And I look up because I'm like, what in the heck is that? And the next thing I know, there's this green Dodge Charger. And when I say green, I mean lime green. Is your power button green Charger blasts past us on the street with literal ocean of sparks flying. I mean, you see those stunt cars in movies like Fast and Furious where there's this artificial shower of sparks and fire flying from whatever end of the car. This was legit. And then 3 seconds later, the sign for our business is about as tall as a 2-story floor. 2-story floor, I'm not kidding you. Next thing I see is this giant black tire bound over said 2-story tall ceiling and smashed down in the back end of the van that my coworker was sitting in, waiting for her daughter to come pick her up. And then after it crashed into the car, it kind of rolled off and landed on the side, the sidewalk that was next to her. And I had been watching her this whole time. She had her car light on the inside because she was also doing paperwork and whatnot. And the look on this woman's face was like, she thought she should have died kind of look. And if that tire had been 3 feet forward, she probably would have been in severe injury. Needless to say, I immediately called the cops. Cops are starting to show up. I get out, I check on her, still got cops on the line. I realize that these dumb people ended up turning into the side street about 3 buildings down, which, funnily enough, was a building with 2 giant giraffe statues, so it was really easy to tell the cops where they went. Turns out, the dummy behind the wheel bought the Charger 10 days prior and decided it would be a grand idea to go bar hopping, was extremely, painfully extremely drunk. And the 2 people that were in the car with him, one of them bailed by getting a ride before the police arrived, and the other one was like, dude, don't give her your insurance card. They're not gonna like it. We did nothing wrong. It's just the car was faulty. Don't tell her. And then not even 10 minutes later, the drunk guy's like, well, I only had a little drink. It's not like she's gonna do anything. Right as the cops are pulling up. So the cops are getting to see me trying to get their insurance information on my terrified coworker's behalf. And these guys are like, it's not our fault. Not our fault. We weren't drunk or nothing like that. We're totally fine. And I'm like, officer? And I point out the guy who was actually driving. This guy was in the driver's seat when I walked over here, and he got out. The guy that's talking was in the passenger seat, and he does not have as much alcohol in him, but they both smell. I've got a very sensitive nose. I've been able to smell them all the way from 5 feet away. They are heavily intoxicated, and they had 2 friends that escaped from someone else picking them up. So the cop was very happy to get my testimony that day. Extreme Gamer, I know it sounds kind of counterproductive, but if you have any frozen bags in your fridge, put the ice on your arm to reduce the swelling and reduce the inflammation both tonight and tomorrow before you go to school. Or no, wait, today's Friday. Tomorrow when you wake up. And that'll prevent any severe swelling. The forearm and the shin are areas that can get swollen and sensitive very easily because there's not as much muscle. You'll know it's broken after you've iced it tonight and tomorrow, if it's still in as much pain as it was when you first heard it. Yes, Wonderland. I explained what happened this morning, and then the car crash I witnessed at my job. It wasn't technically a car crash, it was a speeding dummy losing his front tire and having it nearly kill my coworker in front of me by slamming into the car from above. Extreme Gamer, that's the schedule option. You should be able to send the picture either in the randomness section of general, memes, clean jokes, memes, and media. You should be able to do it. If not, I'll have to adjust it. Here's a good one. So, as I was mentioning, I was driving a car power wash truck, and I can't tell you how many times, like, this was a giant truck. It was a 2005 Ford truck, lifted, had an extra 2,000 pounds of weight on it for the power washing setup and the 300 gallons of water and the water softener tanks. Not to mention usually me and 4 separate people in the cabin of this truck to go to work. So it's a heavy sucker. And there were almost every single day that we were out there, people would never want to let me into a lane. So I developed this annoying little trick of like doing a little wibble wobble of slightly side to side jiggle. Because even a slightly side to side movement of that wheel would make the entire backside of the truck sway like it was about to collapse and topple over, and it scared the bejeezers out of everyone who was behind us every time. It was wonderful. I felt like an evil madman whenever I drove that truck. I'm not gonna lie, it made me feel like a baddie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. We're at least halfway done for the duck punishment, I think. Halfway done. The most interesting you should have seen me when I was driving that thing through dust storms. I'm cruising along, everyone's pulled off to the side, terrified they're gonna die. Here comes this big freaking heavy truck in the middle of a dust storm or monsoon flood rain, just driving at normal speed, nothing's wrong. We had all the traction because of just how much weight was on that truck. I'm not kidding. Just the weight alone gave us full traction. The first time that I ever was legitimately scared. I'm sucking on ice cream while I'm doing this. Think all the dirty thoughts you want. It's very nutty and creamy and soft and white. So my boss got a contract to have us wash the cars for the what's it called? So there's 2 types of city vehicles that we washed. We watched the ones that were done by the various police and sheriff's office folks, and then we also washed the vehicles that were for metropolitan highway and transportation systems. So like if you saw a truck with a city logo on it at a construction site, that's who they were meant for. If you saw them putting up cones and everything and they were not independent contractors, that's what they were there for. If they were the ones being like, oh, there's a really massive crash here, we have to replace this divider. Those kinds of trucks. And so we have a federal high-level security penitentiary about 2 hours south of the city, and we have a less severe minor penitentiary about an hour and a half somewhere in the north of the city. So that's where all the big criminals go. And my boss gives me this address. And apparently this address is stupid. Because if you type it the way that you would normally expect to, like abbreviating highway for HWY, or instead of typing out the full name of the county, you abbreviate it for like the first 2 letters of the county like you're supposed to. Google sent me to the prison. I'm not kidding. Turns out the area that we were supposed to be washing these city maintenance vehicles was a 1.5 miles north of the penitentiary by a miniature gas station and small housing settlement. So, let me see. I'm not sure why Twitch is having a delay. Like, I did not change any of the settings. It shouldn't be having a delay at all. Excuse me. Let's see. Settings, maybe? Stream. Product. Low latency, best for real-time interactions with viewers. It is... So it's at the normal latency. It shouldn't be having streaming issues extreme. My best guess is that you should click on the you should click on the video and try to push the what's the word? Try to push the phrasing. A few times ago, I was watching my own stream on my phone, and it was lagging a little bit. It turns out I had accidentally bumped the red bar that shows how much of the video you're in, and I'd accidentally pushed it backwards on accident when I was supposed to be putting it at the far end. So I think you might have bumped something there, or to try refreshing the page, that might help as well. Yay, we're getting close to the end of the duck penalty. But yeah, all of my Twitch settings are saying little to no delay. Best for... all the settings are still what they were previously, so that's my best guess. I don't know why else it would be having that really bad lag effect. I'm really sorry, sweetie. Yeah, that's weird. 1 minute and 30-second delay. Try grabbing the playback button and dragging it all the way to the far right. You might have accidentally bumped it somehow. I don't know. I'm really sorry. But yeah, I don't think I can get it to do anything sooner. But yeah, so we have this wrong address that sends us 2 miles further south than we're supposed to be. We get to the the jail. And, in the jail, we pull up and I say, we're here to wash your trucks. And the policemen look at us there and they're like, what are you talking about? We got inmates for that. I said, I'm sorry, this is the address I was given. These are the instructions I was given to get to said address. Yada, yada, yada. And they're like, yeah, no, this is not happening. I said, is there any chance? Yay, so that was the issue. I'm so glad. I am so glad, gamer. But I was, like, look, my bosses are not letting me turn around. They're not listening to the fact that you do not have a contract for us to wash your trucks. What in the heck is that? What? Huh? What the? Okay. That was freaking weird. Okay. But yeah, so we're going kind of back and forth for about 20 minutes about needing to wash the vehicles and this being the address. And then I say, can I call my boss and have you tell them this is the wrong place? So it was only after that, it was only after the wardens at the gate were like, this is a maximum security prison. There is no reason we would ever have for needing to have you wash the vehicles. Your people need to leave here now, and they are too scared that you're going to be mad at them if they do not get their job done. And while this is going on, the guy that every single shift in my company hated working with, this guy had some kind of mental disability to where he seemed like a normal 20-year-old, was annoying like Sheldon, and had anxiety disorder to the point where he could work himself up into a vomit-inducing anxiety in under 10 minutes. And at the same time, he would never shut up about his sexual exploits, the things he thought were hot, or the fact that his gay dads were not rich, but his daddy's dad would always send him to stuff like Comic-Con in Japan. Really gets under your skin type of people. And this guy just starts going, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, we're at the prison, we're gonna get shot, we're gonna die. Mind you, this is my first day on the job with this crew, my first day dealing with this dude, and I had to tell my boss 3 weeks later, if you do not take this thing off my shift, I'm gonna take my hands and I'm gonna snap his scrawny neck. That kind of bad. That kind of bad. And so we were driving away, and then the guy in the car next to me points at a building up the road. It turns out to be a rehabilitation thing. There was a movie that came out some years ago with the actress who played Ugly Betty, where the girls were rehabilitated from prison and taught how to be severe case fire rescuers. And the building that we see in the corner is one of those kinds of buildings. It literally makes sense that they're rehabilitating some of their worst felons into being firefighters. And I'm like, well, maybe it's there. I call my boss. I say, are you looking at this address on the satellite pictures, Google, whatever? She's like, yes. I'm like, well, there's this other building here that's not the prison. She's like, go there now. See if there's any trucks that need washing, yada, yada, yada. Because they are mentally and physically disabled, I was not allowed to touch them. I was not allowed to restrain them. I was not allowed to do anything except for use my body as a physical shield and let them beat me if they wanted to. Because laws are great at protecting disabled folks, not so much the people that take care of them, because too many people that take care of them have abused that privilege. Aw, the creamy stuff is almost gone. Akira, go get me more creamy stuff. Please? Please? So we start to drive around this firefighter teaching zone. It looks like it's deserted. It looks like it's empty, so it's probably only used during the middle of the day. We're doing one slow loop. And, I noticed that there's a pickup truck that's kind of sort of following us. We've been looking for one of those warden ticket booth box gate things. And, oh yes, I hear myself, darling. I did that one on purpose. Very much on purpose. And, so we get to the ticket looking booth thing where there's two wardens waiting for us. And they're holding AK-47s. Not just the not just the hip holster pistols like down at the main jail. And I explained the situation. I'm like, we're looking for this address. We're looking for these state-based vehicles to wash. Are we in the right place? We tried asking down at the jail. They said it wouldn't be happening. And I don't know what this area is, but what are we going to do? And at the same time, I see a truck with its headlights facing us at the end of the road. And this old warden, probably late 40s, early 50s, full gray hair, says, "Do you know how close you were to getting shot dead?" Now, mind you, I've got the dumb thing in the back, freaking his head off. And I have to snap yell at him to shut up and not be an idiot. And I'm like, "No, what do you mean we were almost shot?" And he said, you are trespassing on high security property. You see that truck that's facing you? That is a military grade machine mounted gun and a gunner on top of the roof of that truck pointing at you right now. Thankfully, the guy in the back seat shuts up. Just goes dead silent. And I said, "I'm really sorry. May I call my boss? We've been searching for 2 hours for this location. May I call my boss and have you repeat to her what you just told me so she will let us leave? Because I do not want to get fired, but I do not want to be trespassing or breaking the law." He says, "Okay." So I hand him my phone with the phone on speaker, and he repeats what he said to me, and my boss panics and says, get out of there, just cancel today, drive everybody home, park the vehicle back at base, and we will figure it out tomorrow." Because she didn't believe me. She thought I did something wrong. So I get everyone home, and on my way home is when the New York car accident happens. So we were in the south of the city, where the only freeway from where we were to the center of downtown where we were supposed to work is a straight line. And then off of that straight line is a little elbow curve to get Mr. Panicky Pants McGee back to his home, back to his residence. 2 more ducks and I'll be free. So we have to go on this U-bend of a freeway south of the downtown. Akira knows what I'm talking about. And we don't see this. It's about 10 at night. Or not 10 at night. Kind of. It felt like 10 at night, but let's see. We were supposed to start at 4. We searched around till 6. By the time I got downtown, it would have been close to 8. That's what it was. Closer to 8 p.m. I can't see that there is a 5 to 8 car pileup across all 4 lanes of this freeway in this L bend of the freeway. So I'm seeing a big block of no cars, and then I notice there's a car that's been crashed and off to the side. I'm like, that's a little odd. And I start to slow down more than I need to. And then, remember how heavy I said this truck was, and that the lightest touch on the wheel would make it seem like it's about to fall over? They modified this monster truck and failed to modify the brakes. Which means the brakes were expecting the normal 2,500 pound truck. Not the 500, not the close to 5,000 pound truck that it currently was. So we're rounding this S-bend. I'm trying to get to a full stop as I see this random line of cars. I'm thinking, my foot is to the pedal on the floor. I'm thinking, okay, I should just barely have enough room not to crash into anybody to come to a full stop, because the off-ramp is choked with people trying to get off of here. Because the cops and the flares, that stuff hadn't shown up yet. We arrived just after the accidents, before the cops could actually divert traffic. We're in the lane that's next to the off-ramps. There is a van 2 lanes to my left. What does this minivan decide to do? This minivan turns so that its side doors are completely presenting to me and crawls its way over 2 lanes. I am foot to the ground on the brakes, hand blasting on the horn. This dummy in the minivan has half their minivan in the crashing zone in front of my truck. I have nowhere to adjust or move at this point because there are cars on either side of me now. This guy just stares at me for all of 10-20 seconds as I think we're about to have a head-on collision with this idiot. And then I realize, oh, that horn's for me because I'm not looking and I'm going sideways across freeway lines. And they hit the gas and they get onto the off-ramp, kind of that area that's not the off-ramp, but like the building ground that slowly builds it upwards to be off of the road type thing. And I swear, we dodged hitting that thing by less than 10 seconds before the truck finally came to a full stop. Let's just say that after that day with the panic attack idiot, I was already on thin ice. It usually took me 6 to 9 months before I would be at my wit's end and wanting to get someone off my team. But as I said earlier, that guy didn't even last 3-4 weeks with me before I said, get him off my team or I'm going to snap his scrawny little neck. And it was funny because that was my first situation with my power washing crew. Very first day on the power washing job. First day. First freaking day. And after that, anytime I was about to crash or saw a crash happening or anything, I was able to slam my hand on the horn and hit the hazard lights. And if I did any little wobble, everybody that could have made it a worse situation got out of the way. And that side part of the road that's called the shoulder that you're supposed to like pull off onto if you have a car wreck or something, that thing stopped me from so many car accidents. And this is one of the reasons I hate driving on the freeway, because everyone thinks, oh, I can be 1, maybe 2 car lengths apart from the person in front of me, even though we're going 60 miles an hour. No, realistically speaking, if your brakes are working, you're supposed to have 6 car lengths to enable you enough time to stop in the occasion that the other car comes to a dead stop. So, I can't tell you how many times idiots broke my space buffer thinking they were going to go faster, and then I nearly rear-ended them because that space buffer was needed for these inadequate brakes to stop this truck. And let me remind you, or let me add a little bit more to it before I turn off the duck game and we can play the real game that I had planned. This truck, being as big as it is, meant that it was meant for men who were over 6 feet tall to be in the driver's seat. I'm just barely over 5 feet high, which means every day I had to stuff 2 pillows behind my back and pull the bench all the way forward to have a chance at holding the pedals. And I can't tell you how many times I thought the ball of my foot and my toes were going to break off my foot from how hard I was having to press on the brakes. I don't know what happened to that truck, but I'm hoping it got destroyed someday. I hope it got destroyed and they stopped using it, because it was quite literally a death trap waiting to happen, and they were trying to do a budget fix, and frankly, it caused more safety concerns than anything else in my eyes. Alright, last duck and my punishment should be clean. It should be cleared away! Crap, that sucks. Hopefully you didn't get anything more than a little bit of whiplash. That sounds like it was a bit scary. Extreme. I've mentioned this in the past, so please don't take it wrong. In the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit, there is a baby character who says, I've got a 50-year-old lust and a 3-year-old dinky. So when you say dink, I'm gonna be unable to stop from laughing. So I'm hoping you're saying you survived with only a dent in your car and a little bit of whiplash. Okay. Because I try not to laugh, but I am a sucker for slapstick comedy. I will never deny it. I'm a massive sucker for it. Even Akira knows that I will be laughing as I'm trying to ask if you're okay. Alright. Let's get this crap over with. Ducks, you can stop. I'm free. Alright, let's see. Let's see here. Alright, why is this not working? There we go. I mean, I could sacrifice them if I wanted to. I was kind of thinking of doing Sea of Thieves, but Alright, as some good news in contrast to the car crashing news that's been going around and the crazy coworkers, in that time I finished up with the thing I was writing. Oh, congrats! Congrats! Good. So is it like a school thing, work thing, fun thing? Sacrifice your ooey gooey buddies. Oh yeah, I said that to the green slimes. I did get the Quidditch Champions because it was on sale for like $10. With the digital version of Hogwarts Legacy. I think I bought the Lego one off of my client. I can't remember if I actually bought it or not. Ooh, scripting. What kind of script? Do tell. Also, Extreme Gamer, taking my words out of context and throwing them back at me is the exact kind of chaos that I want to enjoy. Alright, so this is the Hufflepuff room. Okay, so I don't remember walking around here before. I can steal candy. That makes me float for 3 seconds? Though I will say, if this light was flickering in my room and it's supposed to be a gas light, I'd be so pissed. Alright, so there is a Slytherin... Oh, so someone in my dorm has a crush on a Slytherin Quidditch player. Isn't that the... I think that's the Hamlet that we go to later in the game. And of course there's always pictures of food because it's, you know, hidden in the kitchens. Oh my gosh! I know what these are! Anyone that's ever seen Pirates of the Caribbean, when you're looking at, the scene at the end of the night after Elizabeth nearly drowned and her maid stuffed something in her bedding, it's these things. These are what, hot plates are based off of. They would scoop coals from the fire into these little metal basins and then stick them into the bed to make it warmer for the genteel. Let's see. Premises is someone who's been... Okay. Premises is someone who's seen enough people hurt by the world that she kind of snaps and takes care of them till they've been healed. Some of the fellows she healed actually help her do her work. There's some I'd like to change about the concept, different things I could do with it, and we'll be revising it eventually, but for now I'm just happy I finished it. Being honest, I bought MK1 and Injustice 2 since they combined was... Every Steam game I've downloaded is currently around. Yeah. I guess I prattled on about the bed warmers before realizing people were still typing, like, several paragraphs worth. Okay. Oh, my thumb is gonna get so sore. It's a Hobbit door! I know they're technically mirroring the wine casks they've got in the cellar, but it's a hobbit door! You can't look at that and tell me it ain't a hobbit door! Aww, there's no brass button in the middle. They put it off to the side. I like it! I know it's not Lord of the Rings, but I get happy when things like that pop out. Am I allowed to talk to you? No? Okay, what am I doing? Okay, let's get to where we can actually talk to people. This is so cozy! It's so cozy!
That does look very cozy.
It's a foofy! It's a foofy!
Introductions are needed.
Not sure?
Oh, dear goodness me, I broke myself. Hi, Foofy!
Hi.
What you doing?
Coming to invade.
Invasion of the Foofy! What happened? I thought you and Doc were off in your own little world, or are you still playing the video game?
No, I'm still playing the video game. I finished off the mission. Like, alright, I'm gonna go past you.
Yay! Did you hear any of the horror stories about the cars that I did?
No.
You should!
And it's not Witch the Bitch, it's Bitch the Witch.
Thank you.
Sorry, Bitch no Witch. Very specific wording.
The minute you appeared, immediately the observation of a,
She's
oh
awfully
crap, I
regal,
just
isn't
realized
she?
that's
Is that
feedbacking.
your
I'm sorry.
I don't know who she is.
There we
Likely one of the Hufflepuffs around here.
You guys should have told me it was,
Choose their own company anyway.
reverberating.
Wait, you're the new 5th year.
Might have been, so I
Quite
wasn't
the
listening to the
dramatic
story.
entrance you made. Can't imagine wanting to call attention to yourself, especially since everyone will be watching to see how much you already know.
That's right, I have to pick intelligent things to say. Boom ba-dum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum bum. I mean, assuming I'm a 5th year, it clearly means I have no idea what I'm getting myself into, but I'm assuming there's some level of transfer student catch-up bullshit, so I'm gonna say I have not to worry.
I'm really not worried.
Crap! That's a
I'm
duck!
Sure I'll be fine.
Nevertheless, it is rather unusual. You must feel terribly out of place.
Who's keeping the duck
Of
count
course.
this time?
Presumably, as a hard-working Hufflepuff.
Me now that
you'll
I'm
prove
here,
yourself in no
apparently.
time.
Yeah,
I'm
apparently
not
that's the
welcome
first
too,
duck
as
of the
you might
day,
suspect.
after I just finished clearing my
Sometimes
duck
I think
punishment.
I should have been a Ravenclaw. I've rather a
So
searing
how many
wit.
ducks did you have to get to?
At least people have always
I
told
think
me
it was
so.
close
I'm
to
Lenora, by the way. Lenora Everly.
12 to 16, somewhere in
mustn't
there.
keep
I
you.
did a couple extra just to be
You've such a
safe.
lot to do.
Bite me. I had enough story time to do it.
Do you
It's
really
not a bad
think you
thing.
should have been in Ravenclaw?
Well, my brothers were. They both work in the ministry now. I suppose you could say that wit runs in the family. My aunt was a Gryffindor, though, and I've always had plenty
I mean,
in
I'm
common
only a
with her.
fluff brain when I'm
Determination,
sleep deprived.
valor,
Which is
daring.
90% of the
The
time.
old sorting
But
hat
right
was
now you
spoiled
sound
for
pretty wide
choice with
awake,
me.
so no need to worry about fluffy brain.
Not today.
This
It
is
was nice
fluff.
meeting
This
you,
is
Nora.
wow, fluffy.
Adieu.
This is floofy when he's actually cognitive and awake and moderately rested. Hello, fat fryer,
what?
sir.
What takes is 5 hours of sleep. And you want ice skating? Or you've been ice skating?
Oh, Uncle.
Extreme Gamer went ice skating, fell down a bunch of times, hurt their arm. I suggested they ice their arm
You're the new
for
Hufflepuff,
tonight
yes?
and then tomorrow morning, and
I'm
if it's still
Adelaide.
hurting, it is if
Pleasure
it's
to meet
just
you.
been hurt,
Nice to meet you too.
then probably
Is
try to see if
everything
it's
all right? Oh,
get an
yes.
X-rayed.
I'm just a bit distracted. Letter from my uncle. So tell me,
And
I've been
I haven't
hearing
been
all
ice
sorts of
skating in so
rumours.
long.
were you really nearly
Did you at
gobbled
least
up by
have
a
fun?
dragon?
Okay, get the arm is better.
Hey, as much teasing as you guys want, do it. That's what makes this entire thing fun. There's a reason I named my slime Trolli. Because we're trolling everybody! Even though most of the time I end up trolling myself.
so easy.
That one is true. Not the typical start to a new school.
That's dreadful. Well, I'm glad you made it here alive. Well, anyway, I imagine you have lots to do. I hope you have a wonderful first day.
But hey, as I say, it's all fun and games until someone gets hurt, and then it's hilarious.
Are you sure everything is all right with you?
I mean, I basically
Oh,
know I've
yes,
opened
he
myself up to
travels for work,
full-on
always
roasting,
busy.
so I can't
I'm sure
really
he just
take
wrote it in a
offense.
rush.
Especially from the
Nothing
folks
to
I
worry
know.
about.
Thank you, Adelaide. Be seeing you.
Of course. And good luck.
Owls make very good pets. You can't snuggle up to them the way you can with a cat.
My mother was shocked the first time I sent her an owl
Yeah,
to
cool.
Hogwarts. She'd never seen anything like
God
it.
damn, this game's
She's a
pretty.
muggle, so of course that makes sense.
Wait, you said the game's pretty? Is that what you said?
Why would anyone want to?
Yeah.
Who's got you?
Wait, are those dancing cacti? Floofy! Floofy!
I didn't do it.
You know what we have to do.
They are.
You know what we have to do.
Ah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Come on, do it with me. Do it with me.
Do you think it's painful to be an owl?
Cacti, cacti. Cacti, cacti. And now, darling, it's your turn to tell them the
Why
story.
they're dancing cacti?
Because it's Hufflepuff,
Oh,
home
Lord.
of crazy plants.
Everyone knows you can't conjure food.
Go on, tell them the cacti story.
I can't.
I don't know that much about Hufflepuff, and I forget. Have we taught them how I tried to kill you while driving?
Hope they can
Yes.
We had that story.
We have no wait.
Ah,
They didn't.
fair
They
enough.
didn't. We didn't have them as the stream audience when that happened. So start
I mean, it
with
can be
the
a bit
cacti
overwhelming
song
at
at the
first.
Grand Canyon,
I still
and
get
then
lost
how you tried to kill me.
sometimes. Welcome to
Okay,
Hufflepuff, by the
okay.
way.
Because it matches the theme of car, scary car
I'm
stories.
Arthur.
Nice to meet you.
Fair
Is
enough.
that your cat?
So,
No, one of the
I'm visiting.
first years, I
I'm
think.
visiting Trolli in
Don't
America,
have any pets of my
and
own, unfortunately.
she lives
My mother doesn't think too
within
highly
driving
of them,
distance,
especially
in quotation
magical
marks,
ones.
of the Grand Canyon. So, I never quite got over the jet lag, and I was sleep deprived the entire time. Still not sleeping, as is my usual thing. So, what was it? A 3-4 hour drive to get to the canyon?
It was supposed to be a 2.5-hour drive that took us close to 5.5 hours. No way, it took us 7 hours because we left at like 10 in the morning and we didn't arrive till almost 5 at night. Thanks to the construction going around there.
Huzzah!
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
I
so,
thought magical beasts
as you can
were
imagine,
incredible.
Best thing about coming
long
to
drive.
Hogwarts.
Long trip.
Nifflers, glum
And
bumbles, bow truckers.
I'm gonna be perfectly
I thought
honest,
they were only
I kept
pictures
hearing
in books
everyone
before.
say, "Oh, the Grand
Well, that
Canyon's
did bring
amazing,
home
you'll
a
be
puff
floored
ski
when you
once.
see it."
Mum was furious.
And
Anyway, I better go make sure the first
I
year's
know a lot of
got
people
cat.
that live in
Don't want them
Arizona.
to be late on their first day.
Yeah, he came to Arizona because he knew multiple people here. And I tried to warn him that the Grand Canyon basically looks the same as all of its washed out poster pictures. But I did say it is technically an 8th wonder of the world. I might as well drag you there while you're here because I have the gas money to do so. Why not?
Yeah,
Nice meeting you, Arthur. And good luck finding that cat.
Thank you.
yeah.
Try not to get lost in
Okay,
the castle
I
yourself.
understand that, like, you know, the washed out pictures are a thing. I didn't understand that it was a thing in real life. The Grand Canyon does actually look that washed out.
Yeah.
So, Charlie and I are hoofing it. We're just walking along, getting absolutely bored, mostly just shit talking the entire time.
Because we were on the South Rim, and there's a place called Bright Angel Lodge, which is where most people go to have lunch or whatever. There's a little ice cream parlor. And then about 2 miles up the trail is a place called the Hopi House, which was built by a guy who was studying and friends with the Hopi Native American tribe. So we started at Hopi House, and we're walking our way down back to Bright Angel Lodge, where I had parked because we took the shuttle up to the Hopi House. Continue.
Yeah. So, at one particular stage, she's
Good morning.
losing her mind because sleep deprivation and boredom. Losing my mind because sleep deprivation and boredom. Her feet are sore. She takes off shoes. And I frankly have no idea how this part of the conversation started, but we started doing, good old-fashioned Batman song.
I know how that one started. I know how that one started. Because my feet were sore, I realized that as I was holding one shoe in each hand, it kind of looked like T-Rex hands. And then I looked at my shoes, and it reminded me of the Den-a-na-na Batman era tippy toes, like the Pink Panther and all that stuff. How they would go up on their tippy toes, over-hunch their back, and like tippy toe their feet and their fingers and their hands in T-Rex hands. And I started pretending that my shoes in my hands were the tippy toes things. Continue.
So, what I don't tell her is as she's walking backwards doing this motion, honestly, good dexterity to say the least, because that takes balance.
And on tippy toes.
Yeah, and on tippy toes. I don't tell her that we're effectively walking up on an elderly couple who is taking this a lot more chill walk, as we're doing
cacti, cacti, and I'm making my wiggly hands and my tippy toe motions match the beat of the da-na-na-na-na, just like they would have done it in the old cartoons.
We're doing this for like a good 2-3 solid minutes before I end up just cracking up laughing, and she's thinking I'm laughing because of the good vibes going on. That's half true. And finally, she gets past this elderly couple who are just flat out staring at us. And then she notices them finally.
Scream, squeal, and surprise.
Laughing harder.
And to make it better, there was actually an elderly gentleman who had been walking behind us, witnessed the entire thing, and as soon as I turned around, was startled by the ones we were coming up upon. He just goes, I saw the whole thing, I'm gonna smile and shake my head and try not to laugh as I walk quickly between you two to get away from you youngsters that are clearly insane. That's what I realized. We had an audience of like 4 elderly people, 2 behind us, 2 in front of us, and I didn't see a single one.
Say the least. It was glorious.
Oh, it was glorious.
Absolutely glorious.
And I'm just sitting there dying. Just dying. Just dying.
The guide will give you
I will never apologize for the public embarrassment I put you through. That's just what makes it amazing.
Why would I have invited you if I didn't want that level of public humiliation? I knew it would come hand in hand with you. You are one of the few people that I can have the high school stupid with after never having high school stupid.
You will never beat the allegations that you are a secret masochist.
Only when it comes to you, because you make the masochism seem fun.
Appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student. Using the guide will also train you to be alert to your surroundings.
Oh, Lord.
Do keep up.
Now tell what happened after the sun went down and we got kicked out of the Grand Canyon because we weren't there for the night.
We didn't get kicked out. We were leaving as the sun was going down because, frankly, I don't think either of us wanted to stick around at that place. We were already bored. But we had the luxury of driving back through all of that stuff again. So, 7-hour drive to get there for like 2, maybe 3 hours, and then a 7-hour drive to get back.
Yeah, basically, we leave at 10:30, we get there close to 5, the park closes for visitors at 7 o'clock, kicking everybody out because of the time of year it is. So unless you are assigned to at a campground or the Bright Angel Lodge, you're supposed to be exiting the park. We did not arrive back home until midnight. So by the time this bullshit, that's duck number 2. By the time this story starts to kick off, I had been driving back down to the main metro city for about 3 hours, give or take. And we were still only just able to see the halo of the main city.
So, Natty, Trolli, to try and keep awake and going is getting me to play the role of speech to text, because she was role playing with, I think, one of your other Australian friends. I don't remember.
I was role playing with the psycho that I kicked out of my apartment.
Oh, that one. Fair enough.
We had not done our trials yet.
Yeah.
Clever.
Either way,
Keep your
I'm
eyes
bored.
open for more
She's
opportunities
bored.
Like that.
So,
Inside and
I say,
outside of the castle.
stuff it.
Oh, and
And
reminding you, we're driving through multiple patches of little hills, so there is no reliable Wi-Fi or radio, which means we can't listen to YouTube music, and getting the roleplay responses every 30 or so seconds is as close as we're going to get to entertainment.
Yeah. And in the fact that we're going left and right and left and right as we're going around all these lengthy corners, keeping in mind to our right side is a drop down a cliff.
And there's
And
no
this is where I
street
think
lights
it's-
because it's Timbuktu.
Yep. And this is where my tired brain is, you know what? It'd be funny if I start to do voices. What sort of voices? Voices that are not fitting for what's going on in the roleplay. Overly exaggerated, stupidly put on, to the extent that I'm laughing. She's laughing.
Good timing.
I'm crying from
Perfect
laughter.
opportunity to
She's
show
crying
you how
from
to use
laughter.
blue
She
flame
has not
to get
slowed
around
down
a
in
bit
how
quicker.
she's driving
Your
as we
field
go
guide contains a map of
left
the
and
castle.
right.
We're
and
basically
left
going
and
down a
right.
45-degree downgrade in about 4 miles, if not more, of switchbacks at close to 75 miles an hour. No, I was going 80. I wanted to get home. 80 miles an hour, which is close to somewhere around 160 kilometers, I think. And the only reason I knew where we were is because I was using the ribbing on the shoulders of the road. Continue.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, the Mickey Mouse voice doesn't do it justice for just how stupid these voices were.
No,
I
he
think
was
I may have
no. He would be like, and this person says like this. Oh my! How could I? What would you do? I like this. And the context would be like, oh, so what would you do? Yeah, I kind of like that. Would be a normal response. And he's doing the drama.
Yeah, take a drama queen, and then amp it up to 20.
Good night, UTP. You can turn it back on tomorrow. Okay,
Good night, UTP. Sleep well. I didn't realize I need to be watching YouTube chat as well. I'm sorry.
no, it's fine. I've got them both open here. But anyway, continue.
Yeah, so, for reference, I don't have a very
Here we
strong
are.
survival
Twice the time
instinct,
saver.
or it's
These
basically
stairs lead
non-existent.
directly
I'm
Thanks
not
to your job.
suicidal. I just don't care.
You can get almost anywhere in the castle.
Like-
So it's like, I perfectly acknowledge the danger I was putting us in, but by the same token, it was too funny.
So for a good solid 20 minutes, he's doing those hilarious, stupid voices to the roleplay to the point where I can't breathe. I am laughing and crying so hard, I can't see. All I can see is that my headlights are somewhat making the area look like a yellowy white somewhere. Again, can't breathe. I'm on cruise control to keep it at 80 miles an hour. And I'm stomping in my car because I'm trying to regain my sense of ability to, 1, breathe, sense of 2, be able to see. Equally lacking care of death or not. And again, I'm using the brrr, brrr, brrr of my wheels getting close to the edge that is not the cliff, but the side that has the guardrail to prevent against landslides and crashing into the side of the mountains. Or whatever we're passing. That was, that was how I did that. And every time I thought I was calming down, a new post would
I would
come in.
ramp it up. Yeah, I would find some way to ramp it up. And keep in mind, for context of the roleplay, there was nothing happening.
Always
It was
something
just a
happening
simple
here.
back and
It's the
forth
heart of the
casual
hive.
chat.
Our King's Cross station, so to speak.
And so I'm dying, unable to breathe,
should be
and
all
also
for now.
having to find a
You'll be
way to
expected to
respond to
attend
this
both
roleplay to
charms
keep it
and
going, because I need
defense
something
dark
keeping me
arts
awake.
classes today.
And currently,
And
this
I'd
is the
like
most
to be
brilliant
sure you
thing
get
I've
to
ever heard of in the
Hogsmeade
miracle
as
of
soon as
existence,
possible
because
to
I'm
replace
just
the
so
strand
worn out
you
from
lost on the
driving
way
for close
here.
to 12 hours straight.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
I
job
will
on your
never
first day,
apologize.
And you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments.
How we got back, I will
outside
never
of
understand.
class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio
Ever. I will
earlier,
never
I'd
understand
say
how we got
Professor
back
Fig
alive.
succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival.
That is how
Specifically
I
about
almost
what
died
happened after that awful dragon attack.
in
My
2018.
suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended
A
trip
year
up to the
after,
castle.
he almost killed me with the flu. Hey, I didn't cuss. I didn't cuss. Why did I get a third duck? Why did I get a duck emoji? What?
What?
Did I cuss?
What duck emoji?
In the general chat on the Discord, someone posted ducks. Or is that just them saying two ducks?
It's just a 2 ducks.
Okay.
3.
Okay. Okay. I was like, I know I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't.
We
I
did
just
take
thought I'd add a
bit
duck
of
emoji
detour
to
on
the
the
duck
way
count.
here.
Oh,
Ended
we're
up
at 4 now.
exploring some ruins and
I love how you
should've
can't
been
hear any of the intro
exploring
tutorial of this
ruins?
game right now, because all we're talking about
I
is
presume
you
Professor
trying to
Fig
kill
has
me
his
at the Grand
reasons for
Canyon.
keeping the details to himself for now.
Amazing.
What is there for?
Speak of the
You guys are
Professor
jerks.
Fig, your ears must have been burned.
You guys are jerks.
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
And that's how
I'm
the
afraid I
slime
can't
in the
take all
witch
the
hat
credit there,
died.
Professor. They have a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfect.
And now we have a goose.
Carriages to Hogwarts, and you choose
Duck,
to fly in the path
duck,
of the dragon.
Duck.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path,
Hey,
Professor.
Fluffy.
Rather unfortunately, it
Yo.
seemed that it
I'm gonna
chose
goose ya.
us.
Very well.
You can try,
Enough
but you
chit-chat.
will fail.
I need to get to class.
How do you goose a
Might I
floofy?
rely on you, Professor
You
Fig,
take
to
your
explain the
hand,
details of the
You
field
make it
guide
turn
now?
into a swan
Of
neck.
course.
You make it
Thank
go
you.
quack quack, honk honk, quack quack.
Good luck
Then you chase
today.
him around and try to hunk him in the butt.
To use your field guide. It will be
Oh.
invaluable to you.
I mean, I've done it to Akira.
As I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
yes, Professor.
Come and find me in
I
my
don't
classroom
doubt
after
you
you've
in the
attended both classes
slightest.
today, and I'll
Not
explain
in the
more
slightest.
about those
When we were
assignments
wrestling, I may
and
have
you'll see if you
slugged
can't
her
get to
in the
Hogsmeade.
gluteus
No surprise.
maximus to make it so she would look like she had a very fun night, and she was limping for a day and a half. She told that story to everybody she knew for the next year.
I was hoping our paths would cross today.
I swear I
before you
didn't go
lose
out and
yourself
have
in
fun.
studies.
Someone just decided to
Did I
leave me
hear
with a
you
handprint.
and Professor
Yeah,
Weasley
sure,
talking
whatever you
about
say.
Exploring ruins.
No, she's not okay.
I mean, I created a character called a Hell Slime because they've been through hell, not because of anything with angels and demons, because they've been through hell, and their actual name is Trolli. I never claimed to be stable! I never claimed it! I am not stable, I am not cute, if I am not crazy, you are not crazy, and I will only ever interact with people who are crazy! Because they are the only ones who I can make sense of. If you are not crazy, you do not deserve to be in this chat. If you are not broken, you will never understand a darn word I say!
You're crazy. The hilarious part is, half of that was peeking.
Wait, peeking as in I killed the audio? Oops. Sorry.
She
I
caught me
think
off
she
guard.
died. I
didn't
can't
tell
hear her.
anything else
Did
about
my
her
headset
troubles
die?
here.
Or is
No,
it
I'm still here. I
She
stopped
suspects we're not
laughing
being
because I needed to
entirely
breathe.
forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute
Yeah, just had to
witch.
make sure.
It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It
I
may
mean, I
require a
can't
bit
do the
more
Joker voice, but I can
flexibility
kind
with your
of do the
time than
Harley
she would
one,
approve
but I
of.
can only say like 2 or
And
3
she may
lines.
feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you.
I mean, they
Speaking
better
of
be
guides,
exceptional if you're gonna catch me up
and
from
so
year
that
1 to
I may
5.
avoid another
They
not
can't
so
even do
subtle
that? What kind of
proof from
professors are they?
Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
Eh?
They're probably muggles.
Open map. Yay! Outcast, outcast, outy, outcasts. Alright, the thing represents quest. The thing represents further story, unlock features, and grant XP. I know! Okay. They're locked. New spells. Professor assignments. Track the quest, because I want to start doing that one.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, it sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade.
Because I know
for
where to hit
supplies,
on the muscles to
including
make the
your
tendons
own
act in
one.
a Charlie horse.
You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional
Then again, we were
craftsman
play
and a good
wrestling, so.
friend. I shall reach out when I have more information.
fun when I
about
win at the
our
wrestling.
mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention.
Good night,
More than your
Wonderland.
owls may hinge on the
There might
magic
be
you
more
are able to
craziness, but
master
that's what
within
being
these
able to go
walls.
back and listen to it the next day is about. Thank you for adding to the peanut gallery. Sleep tight, darling. Cast Charmed Compass. Ow! I forgot this thing was here! It's so handy. I would be lost in this maze of a place. Because I don't have my flu powder yet. What the heck was that shouting about? Defense against the... Oh, I got my flu powder. I got my flu, but why is it bouncing into the... Do you want me to run into these guys or something?
Probably.
No, I don't want to! You can't make me. I don't want to, I don't want to, I don't want to, I don't want to, I don't want to. I hear screaming.
Put your shoes in there as well.
Some of us don't necessarily want him to get back to the lesson.
Lumos.
Nope, not that one.
I've taken to studying during the
Oh,
day.
right. I begin the questing.
Here, behind you. There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to year 5 of Charms. Now, this will
Oh
be
my
a
gosh, I
crucial
kind of
year
wish this
in
guy
your
had Kuthra
education
Polly's
on the
voice
art
from
of
Big Bang
charm
Theory.
work.
That would make it
But
so much more funny.
I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please
Wait, who's
open your
popular?
textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? Hmm?
I have a
am
profound
afraid it is
anger
too late
for
to
teachers
study
like
now.
that, because they would assume that everyone in their classroom
My, the
was
summer
with
months
them
must
the
have
year
really taken a
previously, so they
toll on
must
you
know
all.
this material. And I would always feel
spent
like
your
the odd one
holidays
out and get like I was
practicing
being
obliviate on one
targeted because
another.
I was always the transfer student.
Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Ding, ding, ding.
Accio!
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember,
Because I'm the hero!
keep at it.
Only the hero!
Rival Miss Onai here.
Because I get the praise, because
Very
I
good,
am the
everyone. That's
hero.
enough of that.
But wait, there are others
As you
here
all
that
seem
have
to
been just
the
doing the
basics
same
down, and it
thing.
is
Why
an
not praise them as
exceptionally
well?
lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves
Because
a
you did it
little
first.
excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me.
Yes, he is here. He's haunting. He's just not talking.
Nope. My 20 minutes of angelic conversation is done.
Aw, we put the floof
I've
in
always
at
found that
hyperspeed
fun
and now
goes
he's
hand in hand
crashed.
with mastery, as I'm sure the
Quack,
Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning
Pretty
charm to
much.
the test,
He did just
right?
have a whole round of like, what, 2 hours of social energy playing with Doc on a video game?
Yeah, and previously to that was also playing Helldivers. And being high
So
social
why
energy
don't
and
we have our
that.
newest student start us off?
I kept getting stuck with new people.
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your... Very good! Now, think of this like... That's it!
One of the few things I'm good at. Learning the pattern of when to
Excellent
release
control
something.
there.
Oh, it was close.
Very good.
I thought for a
Point
second I was about to have to
Hufflepuff.
eat my words.
But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would
Because
you
you must have
friendly
friendly
students
competition
a
on your
bit of a
very
challenge?
first day to see how comparative you are to someone who grew up entirely as another witch. Because of course, I be mean that way. I know you're brand new to all things witches and wizards, but you must compete against someone whose parent is a professor. I went a little crazy on that one.
That's a tad.
Wow.
That is how it's done.
Very good.
Be sharp.
Okay, let's see if I can do this trick.
Quite impressive. Watch this.
Yeah. Honey, I may not be a pool shark, but I understand angles better than you'd guess.
A perfect score. Remarkable.
One of the few things I'm good at in real life that's not a video game. Still can't bowl for the life of me. I just can never... When it comes to actually having a physical ball in my hands, I can't bowl it straight. I can't throw it straight. Some of the people in the chat who know me in real life know what I'm talking about. I have no aim to save my life. I have no concept of how hard or light I need to throw it. But if it's on a solid fit space, like a pool table, then I can do it.
Here we go.
Now I'm wondering, are you managing to keep your arms straight when bowling?
There we go.
When I tried bowling, I could do,
I know everyone is watching, but try not to be nervous. You are doing quite well.
Yes!
You shall.
I did like a couple of really good throws and all the rest of them were gutter balls. It didn't matter what position I was in. It didn't matter how I held it. All of it. It was just like, all of it was like, yeah. Shizer. I couldn't see because the professor. I didn't think about that.
Watch this. Phew.
Yay!
Well done.
Whew.
Very good, both of you. Well done.
Doot, doot. Jeopardy, 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 Jeopardy.
Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Well done back there. You took the loss in stride. Didn't want to go too easy on you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio.
Sucks that you're Gryffindor,
Took
but you are a
weeks for
pretty
me to
nice
get
girl.
anything right
I like
when
that they had the
transferred here.
Gryffindor student not
It
be
gets easier. I
a
promise.
brat, unlike Weasley's nephew.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Wagadu just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
I would talk about the dialogue stuff,
it's
but
been
because
nice
I'm
talking
streaming and
and
I already know
competing
the answers,
And
I'm
with
not
you.
gonna.
Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Bye-bye!
Of course.
Bye-bye!
A word, if you would.
If you're so
You wanted to
saying
speak with
bye?
me, Professor?
To the
I
Wagadu
trust
student.
Your first charms
Okay.
lesson lived up to expectation.
I like how my acting voice got your attention. She's like, wait, what? I'm awake. You're making noise. What now?
What charm is there in the expected? Miss Onai is a talented
I'm listening.
witch.
I'm paying
Take it in
attention.
stride. One
How?
often gains the most from the battles one has lost.
Of course, Professor. It was a challenging match.
Miss Onai
used
is
to be so good
always
doing
a
such
fierce
voice.
competitor,
Family.
though I sense
Ohana.
that she's a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Did you like my Stitch voice that much?
Hello there. You're the new student, aren't you?
Give me a minute, dude. Oh, wait, the chest is not here. Okay, who's talking to me? There you are.
Hello. You wanted to speak to me.
Samantha Dale. I've been eager to meet you. You're the student everyone's been whispering about. Hope your first day's going well. You certainly seem to hold your own in charms.
I've been fortunate. Beginner's luck.
My brother William would tell you not to be so humble and to
I
trust
kind of
your
wish I could change her
abilities.
voice so it didn't sound
Then
this
again,
wispy when I was
he tends
testing
to
it
be
out.
confident in his. Well, better see to my charms homework. I'm afraid I can't count on beginner's luck to impress Professor Ronan.
One moment, killing my headset.
Nah! I shall murder your headset for you, darling. I'll murder it and you'll never know.
Hey, I now have a properly charged headset. Oh, I don't want to smother the headset.
I'd like to send
Peeves, go away!
Go away, Peeves, you annoying thing, you! I know what you're going to do to me in the near future, and I do not like it!
Alright. I need someone to translate the demon speech she was just saying.
I was telling Peeves to go away because I hate him and I know what he's going to do to me later in this game. Wee bit! A wee bit, yes!
Enough. You'll get us all detention. And you're both wrong anyway. It was Hephaestus Gore.
It wasn't boots and it wasn't flack, but you're all in trouble.
Wait, what? There it is.
And Mr. Said, huzzah!
What? What's one thing I wish they'd have keep? Peeves. He was gonna be played by Rick Mayall, and they already
that's
filmed
what
some
I said.
scenes.
Even better, huzzah!
What? You deserved to get injured, Weasley. You're a jerk.
Pieces in your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard.
Do I live? I'm alive!
You may be asking yourself how an old woman like
Oh
me
my! Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No! It's alive!
Live to boast about it.
It's a witch hat.
Knowledge. To the wise, age matters.
You heard
very
that
little.
right.
Today we will
If
reveal
only
a spell
just.
that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than
What'd
I
you
care
say?
to remember. Levioso.
If only just I heard it.
a levitation charm.
Levioso. A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Oh, I've got something rude stuck in my head. You want to hear it? You want to hear it?
Is it going to give you a duck?
No, no duck needed.
And fine,
Now,
I guess
let's
I'll
try
hear
something a
it.
little larger.
Run around the roses, pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, we all burn down.
Let us begin with the basic cast.
I prefer my Christmas Carol.
See how the
Oh, you got a
Deck
Christmas.
the halls with gasoline,
This
fa la 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 la
cast
la
Levioso
la.
first,
Light
then
imagine,
the basic
watch a
cast.
gleam.
Remember,
Fa la 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 la.
You said
Oh,
I woke up
schools
the
are
demon,
back to
so I
ashes.
wanted to make sure.
Which demons?
I I mean, there's the creepy singing demons, and then there's the I'm angry at Peeves demons.
Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two.
A duel? Of course! I'll knock your socks off! And that smug grin off your face, Sir Greencoat! Because gold is best.
Protego. You may begin.
This can't be your first duel.
What's the sound?
Then all of my students will step. I do enjoy the lively duel.
Kind of kicking his butt. Rather viciously, I might add. I didn't even give him a chance to stand up.
Not bad for
I haven't even seen you start the duel yet.
You give as good as you get.
Wow!
My internet died. I am lagging behind on the...
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Hufflepuff.
Thank you, Professor Hecat. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence.
Alright,
from
after
my
you see the
students.
duel, you could just like
They
speed
are
all the way up to
capable
where
of
it is
achieving it,
relevant.
And they must achieve it. A classroom duel
What's
is one
Bombacult?
thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different
Bumbaclub.
kettle of Grindylows entirely.
What is that?
Understood, Professor.
The U becomes before
I'd
the
advise you to keep
comes after the...
practicing whenever you can. Perhaps
I
Mr.
have no
Sarah
idea.
will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments.
Uh-oh. I almost sneezed, and as soon as I went to mute my microphone, the sneeze said, "No, you're gonna have to rub me out." And yes, I know exactly what I said.
Giggity.
When I was 18, I realized that there was no legitimate way to rub my nose. And so I would press my fingers down so like the backs of my hands would be rubbing together, and then pinch my nose in between my wrists and rub as hard as I could. And the coworker who was training me at the UPS store stared at me while I was doing this, and when I was done, she said, "That is the bleeping cutest thing I've ever seen in my entire life." And I was like, "What did I do?" "The way you just rubbed your nose." I'm like, "It's the best way that works. The wrist is just the right size. It's bigger than my fingers, and it's just perfect for all the best pressure." And she said, "I don't care. That's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life." And this was a very butch military woman who had the muscle to back it up. And she went like, "Wah!" It was great.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
Yeah, the human race just does stuff for cute
Practice.
things.
It felt more like I was
his
dueling an
sister was out
expert.
walking her corgi,
Sebastian Sala,
and
by the way.
saw a whole
Didn't
bunch of
expect
these
a
like
new student to
buff,
be so deaf to the
gangster-looking
world.
Ebers on the other
Then
side of the
again,
road.
Because
They
the
all
biker bar
turned
you live by?
First duel.
No, actually. She's moved out
I've dueled
ages after that, so
Consider
she's
yourself
living in
lucky
actual
I held
suburbia.
back.
Huh, fair enough.
And
You owe me an honest duel when you aren't. You know, you might be a
once again,
perfect
brain's
fit
catching up.
for a certain
either way,
exclusive,
they all turn
unsanctioned
across
dueling
and look at
organization.
her. And she looks at them and is like, "Oh no, I'm in so much trouble." And then one screams out, "Corky!" Next thing you know, she's surrounded by all these butch men that are just lavishing this dog with attention.
Bet she pissed herself. Oh, that sounds great. That sounds glorious, actually. And weirdly enough, anything from like, you know how there's muscle on your arm and then there's that bony bit before your wrist? If I itch anywhere from that bony bit to my fingertips, I have a habit of itching it with my teeth and nibbling myself because it is so much more effective for how thick our skin is there than using our fingernails.
Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your
That
time at
comment went in
Hogwarts,
one ear and out
you're
the other.
going to
Wow,
need
I
to
brain
break
dead
the
at the
rules
moment.
now and then.
I like to
Whether
eat
it's
my
joining a
hands
secret
with my
dueling
teeth.
club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library.
You know what? Say that, it makes perfect sense.
Whether or not
I understand completely.
Thank you,
If only Wonderland was here. Akira, you need to mark that one down for her.
I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned. We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the
You're a
clock tower
finger nibbler.
entrance.
Got it.
If you're interested. Till next time.
Well, it's not the fingers that I nibble. It tends to be more like the palm of my hand, back of my hand, wrist, forearm. I rarely get itchy fingers unless I accidentally got something caught underneath my rings. And my teeth don't exactly fit between my fingers at the base very well. Though sometimes I will stick my finger in my mouth just so I can get to the base of it. That's always a very odd taste, and texture, and sensation. And then I remember that a lot of people call that dirty, and then I get it out of my mouth as soon as I can. Save the game! Anyone who says that they scratch their hands with their mouth and claim they don't stick their finger all the way in their mouth to itch the base of their finger are dirty, rotten little liars. That is just a thing I've seen multiple people do, and it's funny because the few people that I've actually seen do it tend to be teenage boys, and then they look at me confused as to why I just got that cat-eating grin of, I know what you just did, on my face, and they're like, what? Like, you just put your finger in your mouth. Like, I didn't do it on purpose. It's not like I eat my boogers or anything, and I'm just like...
That's what I said.
Oh, the grinning. Oh, the grinning. Oh, the grinning.
Here's me thinking about that. It's like... I don't think of the last time that... It depends on which finger.
Oh.
And most of the time, I don't stick the finger in. I just bite my entire palm and itch it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I totally get it. I totally get it.
It's like, depends on which finger, but 99% of the time, it's just I eat the side of my hand, generally like, you know, in between the thumb and index finger, and it's just like that.
Like, there's no way to get any itch out of there because it requires the pressure of teeth and the sharpness of the nails, which is also produced by the teeth.
Or, you know, I just find any hard countertop surface goes itch, 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 itch.
My favorite trick for that is water bottle caps. If I need to feel like I'm peeling my skin off because I need to scratch it that vigorously, oh, bottle caps are amazing. That perforated edge they have from being attached to the little plastic slip. And no, I do not bite my finger when it hurts.
And now that we're talking about it, I can't stop itching my thumb upon the
On that note, currently, last time I checked, which was this, I think yesterday, Twitch is at 24 followers, YouTube's at 91 subscribers. Yes. I probably will not stream tomorrow. I might do it the day after. I'm not sure. It's called Waffle Weekends for a reason. But if I do, I will let you folks know.
Hey, the Wild Duck shows up.
As I'm signing off, he shows up to give audio effects and then buggers off to no man's land.
That sounds about it.
Well, thank you for staying with me, Akira, Extreme Gamer, and everybody else who enjoyed being a little ghosty in the sidelines. Have a good night.
The special waffles?
What?
Is this the special waffles? The ones that your friends got you?
Special waffles?
Yeah, you told me you found the special buffalo. Someone brought you back from a bar. Yeah, this
No. If you want to talk about that, you gotta wait till the next stream. Goodbye, folks, before he drags us on for another 20 minutes. Night!